Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit. Welcome to a little bit more League of Legends, and indeed, why not? I'm titling this my worst game ever. It is a silly replay. It is a silly game. I screw up an awful lot in this, and as a result, I wanted to show it to you. I want to try and point out some mistakes, and I also want to point out sometimes the folly, particularly and almost exclusively indeed in a fixed team environment, of surrendering out too quickly, because you never know what can happen. I believe we also have some really well-mannered people. At the start of the game, anyway. Right, so let's have a look at team composition, shall we? Bring it up right here, nice and easy. So we have a jungle gangplank, which is kind of the thing at the minute. Gangplank, very, very powerful right now. I remember when he was absolutely terrible. He was played as a joke character. That was a long time ago. We have a lane Warwick, which is to be expected. That's very popular at the moment as well. Support, Sona, always a good pick. Nothing wrong with that at all. As our AD carry, attack damage carry, ranged carry in this case. That's Ashe. And I am midding with Karthus, which is usually for me a fairly good thing. But I make a lot of crucial mistakes that make it less good, let me put it that way. We're against a Mordekaiser, a Jungle Shaco, as well as a Malzahar, a Xin Zhao, and a Kassadin. The Kassadin, as it happens, will be in the middle. So things are getting a little bit hairy. So we hung around there, making sure that we were protecting our jungler, and they did the same. So fairly standard opening, really, from two organized teams. This is 5 versus 5 ranked, just FYI. We'll start off right here. I see absolutely nothing, which is great. Let's do some damage. Now, the thing about Karthus, as you've probably seen in my Sleepy Karthus video, is that Karthus is a pain in the ass to do last hits with his auto attack, because his auto attack has a long wind-up, and the timing is tricky. It's also quite slow travel time, as you can see. So that's a bit of a pain. And at level 1, especially if you're going, say, with Sapphire Crystal, which I wanted to go with so that I could get a Tear of the Goddess really quickly, repeatedly casting Lay Waste is perhaps not the best idea, and that's usually the way you get a lot of your last hits right here. The problem is I'm up against Kassadin, which is bad to begin with, and also something I wasn't really watching out for here is the possibility of Shaco popping out of nowhere, and Shaco right now is not considered to be amazing. He used to be way better than he is now, and he's not a particularly high-tier character anymore, but he's still a nightmare to deal with if he's played properly, particularly if he's coming out of the jungle in stealth to do big damage to someone like Karthus, who is a little bit squishy. The other reason that Karthus versus Kassadin is a pain in the ass is because of that ability right there, which provides a silence. There, in fact, is Shaco, who has just disappeared. So, right now, my last hitting is not going amazingly well. I mean, I'm on 7 and he's on 2, so it's not a bad start, but it could have been better. Now, the problem I have right here is I'm starting to overextend myself, and the real possibility is that Shaco will pop up and smack me about a bit. Something to watch out for, because there it is. That was a nice little opening from Shaco, big damage, and I flashed out of it, thankfully, but still, having to use a flash in that, bit of a pain, and I've been driven into a position where I can't really maintain too well in this lane. It's a little bit risky for me to stick around. Once I get to about level 3, I usually start using Lay Waste a little bit more, because it's a more effective damage output, and I've got the mana to support it. The last thing you want to be in a situation with Karthus is the inability to cast Wall of Pain. Wall of Pain is your save-your-ass trick, as well as later game, a fantastic ability to nail down opponents, enable ganks, all sorts of great stuff. Wall of Pain is one of my favorite abilities in the game. Really awesome, and when you land one absolutely perfectly, it is very satisfying. You don't want to be left without 100 mana to use Wall of Pain, because if you don't have Flash and I don't have Ghost, I actually put both of them to try and get away from Shaco there, which was a panic move, not a very good idea. And if you can't do that, you're dead. It's as simple as that. Karthus is so squishy. He dies very, very fast indeed. While he can put out amazing damage, at low levels, it's usually not enough to get any real kills. Now here, again, looks like I'm kind of overcommitting. I eat one of those, which is never nice. Doing some damage to Kassadin, admittedly. You want to be harassing with Karthus, just not overextending yourself, and that ends up happening if you do, and yeah, splat. Nothing was happening after that one. Yes, I was not pleased. I'm not going to say, hey, I got the level up and a little bit of cash from killing the siege engine, but yeah. Don't overextend when there's a Shaco around the place. Very, very risky. The nasty thing about having Shaco jungling as well is that we often have to buy vision wards, and that's something that stops you from getting all of the cash that you would really like. It's the kind of thing Sona should probably be doing, really. Sona is the kind of hero that doesn't really require a huge amount of money. I actually have a Sona gameplay that I can show you just that, and I'll put that out sometime this week, I think. Going for the gangplank, the gangplank. Yes, the gangplank. Let's go with that one. Down he goes. Nice one there with the red and the blue buff. He was not getting away at all. Always nice to smack Mordekaiser down. Mordekaiser can be a little bit of a nightmare at some points. Myself a Meki pendant right there, so we're going straight for the Tear of the Goddess, which is kind of nice, you know, nothing wrong with getting the Tear of the Goddess early. Oh, it's a box. Wonderful. Infuriating hero. Getting Tear of the Goddess early means that your Archangel staff that you will invariably build it into is much more powerful later on in the game. You start gaining mana at an exceptional rate, which means you can spam Lay Waste more, which means you get more money. Oh my. I hate Kassadin so very much. Keep an eye on what's going on at the bottom at the moment. Nothing in particular. Sona, Ashe, nice lane. Gangplank moving for some kind of gank maneuver. The question is, will he get it? There's the target. Malazar. Malazar? Is it Malazar? Something like that. You face not Malazar alone, but the legions I command. Smack him about a bit. There you go. Nicely done. Gangplank picks him up. No problems whatsoever. Sona's wonderful for enabling that kind of early game gank, simply because of that fantastic speed ability. Good damage as well, and of course the healing. I got in nice and close right there with Kassadin, which was a dumb idea, honestly. I didn't really get anything out of that. Usually not smart. Shaco, I believe, is hanging around here, hence the little ping on the map. Let's not go there. Why am I going there? I have no idea. I'm going to go hunt Shaco. That's a terrible idea, FYI. Let's not do that. Hey, I found Shaco. And he's gone. And I'm now getting my ass kicked. Oh, God. Why did I do that? And I can fail with the ulti as well. Hey, why not? Because the ulti does barely any damage at the start. Gangplank probably can't pick him up. Shaco will be gone, I would imagine. Does not have the speed necessary. You can go after Kassadin, but I'm not entirely convinced by that. A little bit of damage done. Go on, smack Shaco about. Yeah, I have... No, he should be able to get Shaco out of this. He will die in the process, but hey, he picks up Shaco. And unfortunately, for us, that really went the way that we didn't want it to go. Usually, you don't want to feed your opponent a killing spree, which is what happened right there. So, the opposing team came out ahead on that. So, this is not going amazingly well until this point. Kuchi, smartly enough, trying to hug his tower as much as possible. Mordekaiser doing some damage to it, certainly. I mean, the bottom lane's going fine, so there's not a huge amount to worry about there. Evidently, that was not a good thing to eat, but he's fine. Doesn't have to worry too much. And there's a possibility, at least it would be, if it wasn't bloody Kassadin. Oh, infuriating. Any hero that's got that kind of blink maneuver, yeah, don't do well with that at all. There's some good farm to be had here, but take a little bit of damage in the process. I do have my Tear of the Goddess, which is good. You'll start seeing my mana go up very quickly. Tear of the Goddess is a wonderful thing. That's what happens with Tear of the Goddess. I think it's actually been nerfed a bit, but it's still a must-have item as far as I'm concerned. Alright, can we kill ourselves a Mordekaiser? I'd certainly hope so. A little parlay should do the trick. I actually don't know what his HP is, because... as I said, LoL replay doesn't read that accurately, but yeah, we pick it up nonetheless. So, game's still going alright, but I'm feeding in the middle, and I'm really not a fan of that. I'm still getting good farm, though, so that's something to consider. I mean, I'm on 29, that Kassadin's on 14, so his mid-farm's been absolutely awful. Mordekaiser is farming like a boss, needless to say. That's not exactly what I'd call surprising. It's been known to happen. Shaco. Get out, get out. Ugh, not happening. Shaco was dicking on us pretty hard this game and doing a good job of it, and I run straight into Kassadin! Oh, God, why did I do that? Why? I was like, I'm just gonna go get him. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to die. I suppose it doesn't really matter the amount of CS that this guy's got, because he's already picked up a kill off of me, 2 assists as well. Not ideal. Oh, my. When I said this was probably the worst game I've played in a while, I really was not kidding. I am playing like an idiot here. And Karthus is actually one of my mains, if you can possibly believe that, with the utter ineptitude that's on display right now. I usually play him really well. I usually get things right. I am not stupid, but in this case, that's not happening, and it looks like we might even lose the top tower. Lanewick unable to do anything about that, and down it goes. Not ideal. That said, our jungler is doing fairly well. He's picked up a couple of kills, so I can't really complain about that. You can have a look at it. He's on 29, and he's picked up 4 kills, so yes, feed the gangplank. That's exactly what we want. Feed the pirate. Right, and get a bit of defense on here, but he's got a 2-level advantage on me, and look at his HP in comparison to mine. That's the real problem. I can't engage him head-on because I just don't have the health. Picking up some boots right now as well. I think I end up picking the wrong boots too. I'm fairly sure I end up going Sorcerer's Shoes instead of Mercury Treads. That hurts like hell! Oh my god. Yeah, Mercury Treads would have been a good idea. Reduces the silence, bit of magic resistance. But no, I think I end up going Sorcerer's Shoes, which is not smart. There's nothing necessarily wrong with Sorcerer's Shoes for Karthus. It's a good item. But it's about picking what's good for the particular situation you happen to be in which case, I'm taking a lot of magic damage, and I'm taking a lot of silencers and stun effects and things like that. I need something to reduce that. So, Mercury Treads would be a great way of doing that. That's the reason why Treads are a good, solid item. Okay, looks like we might pick ourselves up a dragon right here, which is a nice little coup to start with. Not too far into the game now, 11 minutes. A little bit of cash for everybody. A little bit of experience. You can't really complain about that. We are missing someone in the middle. I have to wonder where they are. Ah! There's a delicious Shaco in there. Want to watch out for that. Well, this could be a Kassadin kill. The problem with Kassadin is he does that! Just die! Please die. Come on, please let me pick up a kill. No. No, I will not let you do that. Well, at least we fed Total Digest, and that's a good thing. Shaco is beating the crap out of him, admittedly, which is not a good thing, and takes his buff off him as well. As I said, this does not go well in the first 20 minutes of the game. It really, really does not. Things are going horribly wrong. We're playing unbelievably ineptly. Way more so than usual. I mean, we have guys on this team who are like 1,500, 1,600-ish ELO. My ELO for ranked team actually doesn't exist. I've only got solo ELO, which is awful. No doubt a few of you have looked me up and said, oh my god, your solo ELO is terrible. Well, yes, it's solo ELO, and anyone that believes that really counts for anything is talking out of their arse. Seriously. It's just so easy to be screwed over in solo. Team ELO, on the other hand, now that is what matters. I don't think I have one of those yet, so I suppose I don't matter at all. Shaco flanking around the side. Why am I even here? Explain to me why I'm here. I think I get away with this, just. Yeah, there we go. A Gangplank moving to intercept. It could be kind of nice. Missing the Ash Arrow, not ideal. To be fair, you know, that was going to be a fairly hard one to begin with. I can do a bit of damage here. Good cleanup. I might die in the process. Ugh, I missed the wall as well. I am playing like an idiot, but I can pick up a free Shaco kill right there from the ulti, and I grab his killing spree as well, so that's always nice. That's something you always have to consider when you're either playing Karthus or when you're playing against Karthus, is that ulti is going to do damage one way or the other, and denying it is very hard. It's not impossible, but it's very, very hard. So you've got to factor into the fact that he's going to do that, so when you go into a fight, you need to consider that you've got, in your case, about 250 less HP than you really do, because that Karthus ulti might even go off after the death. Again, this is not going so well. We're getting our towers pushed pretty hard. Malazar doing fine. At least I have 2 buffs, which is kind of nice. Nothing wrong with that. The blue buff for Karthus is amazing. It reduces the cooldown of Lay Waste, which means you can spam it more, and of course it makes it effectively free. Now, I have a feeling these guys have actually warded very well here, because they always seem to get the idea of when we're moving around. Very smart play. There's the Ash Arrow. I don't think we get anything with it, but there's a Wall of Pain, so it's a lot of damage. Bear in mind, Wall of Pain does reduce your magic resistance, so it does hurt hard. And oh no, it's Shaco again! Oh, please get the slow off. Please get the slow off. Please get the slow off. I might survive. I might survive. Wall of Pain down there. Just to give him a little bit of denial. However, Kassadin is ready to receive. And, yeah, they do not want me alive at all. And Kassadin picks up some free buffs in the process. Nothing I can even do there. They stay out of my range. For those of you who don't understand Karthus, that's Karthus' passive. Basically, he can cast spells 7 seconds after he dies, which is very helpful. Admittedly, you've got to be careful of when you cast Requiem, because it's a 3-second channel. You can't say start casting Requiem when 6 seconds have gone. You've got to start casting it before that. You must be able to finish Requiem before those 7 seconds are over. So it is a case of timing. You've got to be a little bit careful about how you do things. You often have to make a choice. Well, is it more effective for me to use Requiem, or is it more effective for me to be throwing down Defile, Wall of Pain, Lay Waste? Oh my god, we might even get aced here. We're so close to being aced. Of course, if Kuchi was not smacking down there. Thankfully, Lane Warwick is doing a great job, but this is a really horrible start for this game. Bear in mind, though, This is where some of these lessons come in. And that's, well, at this point, if you are playing in a pubby group, you might be thinking about surrender. It's 15 minutes in. Obviously, you're going to have to wait a little longer, but still, you might be thinking about surrender. Not necessarily the best thing to do. Because there's a few things you've got to consider. Why are we losing fights? And is it because we're going into a 5-on-5 team fight and losing? For me, it seems like if you're in a team game, the time you should be surrendering is if you're consistently giving up tons of map control to the point where you can easily end up losing both red and blue and baron and dragon over and over again, and you're consistently losing 5-on-5 team fights. God, I feed so bad in this game. Oh my god. It gets better. It really does. I don't even finish him off with that. I don't have any AP. That's the problem. I mean, I've been sitting on this for ages, and these items at this stage are rubbish. I really should be getting towards my Archangels there. At least I've got my Blasting Wand up, so I can start building that and get a little bit of AP in there. But yeah, I'm not hitting well, and Gangplank should be able to get out of that, I would think. Not taking too much damage, especially if a Mega Head gets the heal, which he does not. In that situation, what you want to be doing is popping your movement aura so you can get there a little bit quicker and then hitting the heal button. He may have survived, he may not. That was a lot of damage coming in from Mordekaiser's ultimate as well, so it's debatable. So yes, this is not going well. But as I was saying, are you consistently losing 5-on-5 team fights? Are you consistently ceding control of Dragon and all of the buffs plus Baron to your opponents so that they can easily get those and gain a great advantage? Are you ceding towers repeatedly? We are ceding towers. There's no real question about that. We lost that one, we've lost that one, so I believe it's 2 towers to 1 at the moment. I can double-check that. Yes, it would appear to be. So, that's not so great. But are we losing 5-on-5 team fights? No, we're actually not. We're getting into dumb positions whereby we're feeding our opponents, but we're not losing straight-up fights. We're losing fights that we put ourselves in awful positions for. That's what you've got to consider. Is that fixable? If you're way too far behind your opponents, I mean, you might think that 9-16 is an untenable advantage. It's actually not. It's something to really consider. It's not an untenable position. I mean, look at that. Great ulti in there. Big damage, and we can pick up at least 1, maybe 2. I can get Caston with the ultimate. There's the Ash Arrow. It does miss. If the Ash Arrow had hit, we would have done a lot better there. And I even get out of there alive, or do I? Well, probably not, but still, big damage. And I can even throw out a few lay wastes there as well. Do a little bit of damage, of course, if I was actually hitting anything. But that was a good engagement. That was pretty damn solid. That shows a little bit of hope. Admittedly, we lost the middle tower in the process, so it wasn't as great as it could have been. But it shows hope. It's like, hey, we can fight them in a 5-on-5 scenario. We can do good damage. If that Ash Arrow had hit, that entire fight would have been changed. Yes, we did just get aced. Yes, you did just see that. He got killed by the ghost of Gangplank. Oh, my. Not good. We're still in an awful position. But, as we're saying on Vent at this point, we're just being caught in bad situations and we're screwing up too much. It's not untenable. Let's have a look at some CS, for instance. How bad is our CS in comparison to this? I mean, Mordekaiser is farming hard. Ashe is doing well, though. And our Warwick is doing pretty good as well. So we're not that far behind in CS. We are behind in kills. That is something to consider. But, again, we can pick up kills from them if they do dumb stuff. I mean, he did take a tower out there, but still he got caught out of position, so we can get him. And now here's an opportunity right here. There's 2 of them. One of them's badly injured. We can get a pickup here. We will lose the tower still, but as long as our base towers are alive, there is hope. Me diving right in there was probably suboptimal. Can I get a kill out of it? Yes, I can. And I can grab a killing spree. So, worth it, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing wrong with that. It's a shame we don't have the numbers here to really make a fight of this. Sacrificing yet more. I mean, it's 14-25 now. I think if you're in a pubby game by now, you would be shouting at your teammates and saying, surrender, surrender, surrender. Now, our experienced team captain doesn't think that way. There are ways and means of coming back from this, particularly here. They overextended themselves. They're now out of position. Picked off one with the Ash Arrow. Gangplank could probably get in there. It's a shame he doesn't have any more support. Now there's Shackle in there, but maybe he can draw them back into some kind of trap. Amar is ready to go in and is running away. He's ready to go in. He's not ready to go in, but I am. Smack him about a little bit with the Wall of Pain as a good little bit of damage coming in. Kassadin's heavily injured as well, and my damage is starting to ramp up hard because I've got Archangel's Staff now. So I'm starting to get in a position where I can do huge damage. Shaco going in for me. I will die, but I will take a Shaco. Or maybe I won't. That wasn't the real Shaco. Yeah, this is still going badly, isn't it? I'm just waiting for our inevitable comeback. I'm fairly sure this is the game where we did a comeback. I'm 3 for 9. It's not ideal. No. There's a comeback coming, right, guys? Guys, there's probably no comeback coming. We still haven't lost yet, though. That Mordekaiser is a bit of a pain in the ass. But he's not as tanky as you might think. I mean, it's a Mordekaiser with 1.6k HP 20 minutes into the game. It's killable. It is not a tanky Kaiser, I suppose you can call it. Rabadon's Death Cap. He's got 12 stacks of Soul Engorgement. He's hitting for... he's hitting like a truck, don't get me wrong, but, again, he's not all that tanky. You can eliminate him quite quickly in a team fight and get a lot of their damage out of the way. And he's the guy with the most kills. It's him, then Shaco, then Xin Zhao. Malhazar is not really a threat at the moment. I mean, he's building a giant's belt for whatever reason. I guess he's the tank of the team. Kassadin... he has a Rod of Ages, which is nice, but he doesn't have much else. Again, not an untenable position. It's a case of we need a good engagement. This would be a good start. He does come back, don't worry. Admittedly, that was their weak guy. He was actually their feeder, so I suppose that's not as good for us. So there's a Kassadin. We're moving around here. We're actually looking for a little bit of Baron. Try and either bait them in, see if they've got anything. There's a Shaco right there. Can we get him? Maybe, maybe not. He did just sit in the Wall of Pain, which is not particularly smart. I think he blinked out. No. Yes, that was a clone. Never mind. But still, we're actually in a fairly decent position right here to do some damage. I can take Shaco here. No problem at all. We can stun him. We can lock him down as well. So I actually picked up a double kill there. And hey, why not? And now we can go for Baron. So as I said, it's about getting in the right position. And we were in the right position. We were able to engage there quite nicely. Now, can we take Baron? That's the main thing. Yes, Baron is affected by Wall of Pain. Just FYI, he's not affected by a lot of things, but he's affected by Wall of Pain. Down goes Baron and we take it. Now, can we engage right here? We certainly can. If we can get Mordekaiser, if I can land, say, a good Wall of Pain, then Mordekaiser isn't going anywhere. Go Wall of Pain. There we go. Right in the middle of that. I'll probably die, but we can take 1 and we can take 2 from that, so it is worth it. There we go. Nice big pickup. Me dying at this point is not a big deal as long as I'm doing the damage to justify. I mean, they are going for me at every possible opportunity. To the point where I'm actually thinking I'm going to build a Guardian Angel right now. Which is a bit dumb, but still. It's kind of fun. I'm trying to remember what item they split. What was it? I know they split items up, didn't they? That used to be part of the ring. That I can't even remember the freaking name of. Rabadon's Death Cap. Zonya's. Yes, Zonya's ring. I think, you know, Zonya's Hourglass here probably would have been a fairly nice pick. Admittedly, it's also very expensive, so it's a bit of a pain. I'm not entirely convinced by my choice of GA here. I think I was mostly just taking the piss, but there you go. Guardian Angel is an odd choice some of the time, especially when you go with Karthus. It's a dumb idea. Don't buy that. Not unless you're trolling. Okay. Well, this could be unfortunate. Especially since, well, I can maybe flash out of that one. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. He's not willing to go in just yet. I now need to leave immediately. This is not going well. Amar coming in probably could have maybe picked up one of those, but it's alright. There's no point actually taking any risks. We don't know exactly where everyone is at the moment. We know Shaco's down the bottom, but there's a 4th hero lying around here somewhere. The question is where. There's the Ash Arrow for the initiation. Now we'll look for the pickup. So we go straight for Mordekaiser. A good idea, considering the amount of damage he's got. But we're not able to get it simply because of that lockdown right there. But he does get killed by the Gangplank ultimate. So that's not too bad at all. Another Wall of Pain. So that's some nice, slow Kassadin right here. And then we'll see if we can go for the follow-up. There's a Xin Zhao. We'll pick that one up, no problem. Then we're going to grab the Malzahar. Smack. Smack. Yes, there we go. Smack. Smack. Yes. And I would think that Lanewick might be able to grab that Kassadin. Admittedly, he might get out of there. Is he going for it? Go on, smack him. Stab him. Stab him. Yes, there you go. So, once again, you can come back from this position. I mean, we're 23 to 29 right now. We could even get the Shaco. Maybe. We can smack the Shaco about just a little bit. It's going for it. That's a lot of pinging, bros. Quit it. He is so low. He is so very, very low. but we can't find him. Where is he? Where's the Shaco? There's the Shaco. Oh god, a Mordekaiser. Leave immediately. Thankfully, he just teleported right into my wall of pain, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. He really wants me, I think, and I'm not a fan of that. However, he is now out of position. There's another wall of pain. Let's smack him about a bit. He might kill me. Maybe not. There you go. It's a reasonable comeback. I'm now at 8 kills. I've still fed like a complete noob, but I'm on 8 kills now. And I'm starting to really get rolling. I can pick up my Guardian Angel. I don't know why I bought that. I should have gone for a Zhonya's. Zhonya's would have made much more sense. And I believe I'm also going for an Abyssal Scepter right here to get the Negatron Cloak. Because I'm getting targeted so much, I want to soak up a bit more damage before I die. I want to be a consistent threat. And bear in mind that with that AoE up all of the time, even though I haven't really picked up any points on Defile yet, so I'm doing basically nothing at the moment, I went for level 5 Wall of Pain, which is arguably not the right thing to do. Oh, so very close. It was mostly a case of using Wall of Pain because that's the most useful thing I can really do in these fights. That's at least separated those. If he walks through the Wall of Pain like he did, then he's going to be in a bit of trouble. I will probably die here. It's okay, I have Guardian Angel, guys. Where's the rest of my team? Oh my. Oh dear. It's okay, I've got Guardian Angel, guys. It's not okay. Ash Arrow misses again. Come on, splat him. This is not a good engagement for our guys at all. I am not a fan of this, no one little bit, even with Total Digest farm. No, that's not happening. No. No, no, no. So now we are... I mean, we've been behind pretty much this entire game. We are still behind. Something to consider. Our Sona's got reasonable gear. That's good. Yeah, it's a pretty standard build for Sona. I would have maybe thrown a Heart of Gold in there if you're really, really low on cash. And I do have a Sona replay for you at some point. Kuchi completely out of position. It's just these little things, you know. We consistently make these mistakes. We never get into full-on team fights. If we get into full-on team fights, we can win them. Which is why we haven't given up yet. We haven't lost our base towers. We've not lost any inhibitors. And the actual team fights we've been in, most of the time we've actually won them. So it's not too bad. But I am still feeding like a noob. Can I pull it back? Can I make things up? Can I at least get above 1 for 1? Well, that's a little bit risky. That's a lot of AoE damage we can throw in right there on the Ghost of Warwick, which is not really helping. There's the stun, and we can get the pickup. Nicely done there by Sona. And now there's a possibility of grabbing ourselves a Xin Zhao. He is moving at an incredible rate. Can I flash in and land the Wall of Pain? I do have flash. The Ash Arrow will miss, unfortunately. But there's the Wall of Pain. Smack. Great combination. I love that so very much. And now he's going to try and kill me head on. He actually does get me. I think not. I'm sorry. I'm not having that. That's BS. We'll get a double kill out of that as well. Hey, why not? And that actually changed the face of that fight right there, which is very, very nice. That's a wonderful thing about the Karthus ultimate. It's not just about, hey, let's steal some kills. More about, I can change the face of an engagement because they're not expecting this damage coming in. And suddenly we can turn it around. And most of the time with engagements in League of Legends, it's more about, can we win this fight? You know, you prepare and you think, well, here's what's on their side, here's what's on our side, can we win it? Karthus Ultimate changes that completely. You might think, oh, well, he's on full health and we're kind of low. Not anymore, he isn't. Let's change that around. Let's throw some big damage out. And that Karthus Ultimate's hitting fairly hard for the moment. It will hit harder once I pick up an Abyssal Scepter and actually get level 3 Requiem, but hey. Right. I'm still not doing amazingly well. I've got 11 kills, 12 deaths, which means I'm a massive feeder. But if I'm enabling good team fights, that's fine. Well, we can grab ourselves a free Malzahar. He's their feeder. And now Mordekaiser may indeed be dead. Nicely done there by Total Digest, who needs to get out of there. Did he eat? Yes. Did he remove scurvy? I think he did. So, yes, he stays alive through that. Nicely played. And now there's a real possibility of grabbing ourselves a Xin Zhao. If I can land a Wall of Pain, unfortunately, it doesn't cool down. I don't think that's stun landed. However, there's a Shaco right there. Now we have map control. You know, we are in their side of the map, and they are split up and disorganized. So that's good. And all 5 of us are here. We have support. We're going to be out because we just don't feel it right now. There's no point in really engaging. Oof, that was messy. A little bit of Wall of Pain action so we can get away. I say Wall of Pain is fantastic like that. Wonderful ability. Actually, the reason I picked up to level 5, I mean, there's armor and magic resistance, but it's like 80% for 7 seconds. That's good. That's an incredibly good snare. Really, really awesome. Still haven't picked up my Abyssal Scepter yet. That would be kind of nice. And it's just going to be... We're just going to keep pushing the middle lane right now and trying to apply pressure to them. It's 31 to 34. We have evened it up quite nicely. Admittedly, 11 of those kills are mine. 12 of those deaths are mine. I do have to make up for that. My Guardian Angel is not off cooldown just yet. We might be able to grab ourselves a Shaco. I don't believe he... We didn't even think that was a real Shaco. Seriously, what's he doing there? And now, we can crush them. A good Ash Arrow to engage. Looking for the Wall of Pain. Once I actually manage to land that. Grab another one. Killing spree for me. Both the totals on a killing spree. There's the slow. Can we smack down Mordekaiser? I think we probably can. Good damage coming in. I will... survive, unbelievably. And that looks like it might be the ace. It is indeed. Now we can push the hell out of this middle tower. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We can push it back to base tower. That'll be really good. Their entire team is dead for at least 9 more seconds. Shaco will come up, but Shaco on his own is not all that much of a threat. So we can break this base tower and then we can leave. Don't think we're going to get the inhibitor on this one. Not if I recall correctly. But there we go. Nice freebie. We go for the inhibitor. I don't think we get it. Maybe we do. I just ultimate... Yeah, I ultimated nothing whatsoever. That was the best ulti. We got an ace. Mana ulti is what I nice to call it. Mana ulti. And we take the inhibitor as well. I didn't think we got that. Right. So my Guardian Angel is back up, which is very, very nice. A little bit of damage coming on me, but I've got good magic resistance. I can deal with that. I mean, I've got 151, which is fairly solid for Karthus. In fact, probably a little bit too much. I say my damage is not as high as it should be. I think maybe if I'd either gone with Zhonya's Hourglass, if it was feeling squishy, I'd gone with the Rabadon's Death Cap at this point. If I was feeling a little bit more defensive, I should have gone with the Zhonya's Hourglass and not a Guardian Angel. The GA was a stupid thing to do. The guys on Vent was like, why the hell are you going for GA? That's actually a good point. I have no idea. But whatever the case, Abyssal Scepter will help a little bit as well. Always nice. Reduce magic resistance, and since with Karthus you're often in the middle of everything, Abyssal Scepter is a very good choice. Now there's a possibility of an engagement. Unfortunately, they did just grab Baron, which is not so good, and we missed with the Ash Arrow as well, so... Do we really want to engage against Baroned up dudes? Yes, we do, because we have them out of position. Big AoE damage. 1 down. Let's take ourselves a Malazar. 2 down. Mordekaiser going down right here. Smack him about. 3 down. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes. That's it. Oh, well, they have Baron. Let's play defensive. Let's not. Let's actually just smash them, because we have the positional advantage. We know that we can go in. We can get a good initiation. There's the cleanse. I'm not letting him get away. It's not happening. Die. Die horribly. Run right into that. Do I have a Requiem? I do. Ulti nothing! For the second time in the game. And there's the second ace. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something of a comeback. 41 kills to 35. I actually managed to get into the positives. And now they're pretty much dead. And they are very upset about it, it would seem. Lack of mana. Like that. We enjoyed that. That was fun. That was fun. They were upset. Don't BG, folks. Seriously. It's a ranked, fixed game 5v5. So don't BG on that. You want to blame your teammates, do it on Vent, not to everybody else. GG, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. An example of a game where you shouldn't surrender out early. My name has been Totalbiscuit, and I will see you next time.